You're not nervous, are you?
I'm scared out of my mind.
You have. Let me put you at ease.
Okay.
You have no reason to be scared. I'm going to be very gentle.
Okay.
This is going to be a softball.
Okay, I wasn't scared before, but now I am more scared. The fact that you have to mention that it isn't scary makes me wonder what's going to happen.
Nothing outrageous.
Okay.
I'll walk you through it.
Okay.
So I'm going to introduce you, and then we'll talk about your work, and then I'll ask you some trivia questions about it's kind of a surprise topic for you, but
Okay.
you're a smart man. I think you'll do well.
I don't know. If it's about anything in any other country, I probably don't know because I'm very much a homebody.
Ooh.
So,
Okay. But you have a passport?
yes, I do have a passport. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be okay.
Okay. All right.
Well, let me introduce the podcast, and we'll get rolling.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Do you need introduction music beneath?
I do have some, but do you want to?
I'll just hum something.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do 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 boo do boop boo do boop 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 boop. I mean, you can talk while I do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do boo do 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 boo do boop boo do 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 boo do boop.
Oh, I've never done it this way before.
We don't have to
Take one more take. One more take.
Okay. Boop boo do 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 boo do do boop.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jim Schneider, and this is my podcast, Work in Progress, where I talk to my guests about the work they do and why they do it and how they do it and where and when and all the questions. And this is my guest today.
Hello. Is this where I introduce myself?
I'm going to introduce you, actually. I wrote an introduction for you.
Oh, okay.
So here's the introduction to this guy. My guest today is Craig Benzine, a.k.a. Wheezy Waiter, which is the name of his wildly popular YouTube channel, where he makes videos alongside his wife, China. Craig is a vlogger, video producer, and video editor, and musician. He's a great guy. Truly. A great guy. But I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
A great guy with a long list of accomplishments and a lot of projects going on. Multiple things in the air.
A lot of buns in the oven? That would mean I have a lot of children?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would mean that you, I think, personally are...
Oh, okay. Well, let's not discuss that any further. I don't want the rumor mill.
A lot of
to
projects.
get started. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He works on a lot of stuff at once. He's multi-talented. But if you ask him, he'd tell you that he's just an average bearded 40-something trying to be better at life.
Hey, that sounds familiar, that last bit that you said.
Yeah, I stole that from you. A little bit of theft. But he's also a humble guy, and I'm very happy that you're here, Craig.
Well, thank you.
And actually, I'm here.
Yeah.
You're on my podcast, but we're in your office.
We are.
Yeah, this is where all of the magic happens, right?
A bit of magic, if you believe in that sort of thing. Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what it is. I believe in some magic.
Okay.
Well, before we get started talking about your channel and your work, let's just get to know you. Let's warm up a little bit.
Okay.
With a fun little game.
Okay.
It's called Big Decisions.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to give you a choice,
Yeah.
A or B, and you tell me which one you prefer or which one jumps out at you. Don't think about it too much. Just react. So
Okay.
let's do an example.
Okay.
A or B?
B.
Okay. Perfect.
Now, I'm a little concerned if is my beard hitting my microphone ever?
Ooh, I don't know.
That has been a problem in the past.
You could hear the brush sound.
Maybe. So if you hear a weird brushing, it's my beard. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll just layer some of your introduction music over.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so here we go. You ready? Beyonce or Solange?
Beyonce.
Stones or Beatles?
Stones.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Spring or fall?
Fall.
Spring or summer?
Spring.
Winter or spring?
Spring.
And summer or fall?
Fall.
And fall or winter?
Fall.
You're a big fall guy. Big spring fall guy.
And I'm a big anti-winter guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings or Lord of the Dance?
Lord of the Rings.
Okay. No Michael Flatley.
I mean, I've just never given it a try. I don't...
Here's something let me jump in for a moment. So, Michael Flatley, the Lord of the Dance,
Yeah.
where do you think he's from?
The Flatlands?
Of...
Iowa? No. Illinois?
Yeah, he's from Illinois, actually. You knew that
Really?
about him?
I
Yeah.
did not know that. No.
He's from Chicago.
Oh, he is?
And not only that, he's a Golden Gloves champion.
Oh.
He was a boxer, maybe a boxer and dancer at the same time, but he had to choose one or the other,
Yeah.
and he chose dancing.
I would choose dancing over boxing. So I guess we have a lot in common. I should be into Lord of the Dance.
And you will be demonstrating some of your moves later in the podcast.
I could do it now if you want me to.
If you'd like to, you're welcome to.
I think I've done this before in videos on my channel, but... Like that?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
You are the Lord of the Dance.
Yeah, self-taught. Yeah.
Okay, comedy or dramedy?
Comedy.
IPA or ICP?
What's an ICP?
Insane Clown
Oh,
Posse.
I thought that was also a type of beer. No, IPA.
Yeah, I set you up for that one.
Yeah, yes.
Michael Bolton or John Bolton?
Michael Bolton.
Okay. Sparkling or still?
Sparkling.
Suitcase or giant garbage bag sealed with duct tape?
Suitcase.
Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune?
Jeopardy.
Yeah, me too. And me too on the suitcase, too.
Yeah.
The garbage bag never works.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty low. That's probably not very popular.
NBA or Enya?
I mean, Enya. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, spoken like a true musician.
Yeah.
Popcorn or Milk Duds?
Ooh, that depends on the day. That one's tough. It depends on my mood.
Today. What about today?
Popcorn, because Milk Duds are making me think about them getting stuck in my teeth. So.
You know, some people mix them together at the movies.
I wouldn't do that.
Milk Duds in the popcorn bag?
No. Would you do that?
I've done it. It was an idea that was introduced to me, and
Yeah.
I tried it out because I'm willing to try anything at once
Yeah.
within reason. And I thought that was reasonable, and it's not bad.
Really?
Yeah, at the movies.
I might try it. I don't think I'm going to... I would have to have someone else doing it, and then I would try it. I'm just going to buy my thing and enjoy it.
Well,
you know?
movies are expensive, and that's where they make all their money, right? From the concessions.
That's true.
Yeah. Biden, right?
Yeah, I blame him. Yeah, for sure.
Asthmatic or charismatic?
Can I be both?
You can.
Okay, well, both.
And silly time-wasting questionnaires or silly time-wasting conversation?
Both.
Okay, good. Well, you get both in this podcast. I think that Colbert does that on his show. Have you ever seen his?
He does the Colbert questionnaire.
And is it the same thing? It's kind of an either-or deal?
No, it is more open-ended questions.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I was worried that I was stealing from him.
Yeah.
The next thing we're going to do, we're going to go out to my car, and we're going to have you sing some songs, karaoke style.
Okay.
It's called commuter karaoke.
I mean, someone has done that. But actually, I think, what's his name? The guy who did
Corden.
that? Corden. I think he stole that from something as well. So
Did he really?
I think so, from a YouTuber or something.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, he's off the air now.
That's
He
true.
doesn't have that show anymore, right?
Yeah. And as I understand it, not a lot of people like him. Not a lot of people in the industry.
Right. He earned a reputation for being difficult.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I've never met the guy, but a lot of people say so. I don't know.
Well, we're not here to speak ill of Corden.
Okay. Who are we here to speak ill of?
Nobody. In fact,
Okay.
we want to. Well, actually, it's your decision. If you would like to speak ill of anybody, you're free to.
All right.
I won't censor you in any way.
Okay.
But the main thing, the reason why we're having this discussion is to talk about you. You could speak ill of yourself
Okay,
if you
sure.
wish. Yeah.
Yeah. What if I want to talk about you sometimes?
You can.
Like, for instance, we go way back.
We do.
You lived across the street from me in college.
That's right.
And that's why you're here, basically.
It is, yeah. Here, everybody knows, your audience knows where you live.
They know, yeah, in the Madison area.
Yeah, in Madison, Wisconsin. And this is where we both went to school. So I know Craig from college. We're both Badgers. Pair of Badgers here.
Yeah, go Badgers or
And-
something.
Yeah, go
I'm not
Badgers.
a big sports guy.
On Wisconsin.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
You're an Enya guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've known each other, gosh, when did we graduate? 15, 16?
Even more, maybe 20 years ago, 19 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know when you graduated.
I was thinking 2016, but
Oh.
yeah, we do go back further.
Yeah.
I graduated in 03.
I think I graduated in 03. Yeah. Yeah. Wow!
And what did you study when you were in school?
Communication arts, radio, television, film.
And look at you using
Kind
that
of.
degree.
Kind
Yeah.
of, yes.
We're communicating.
Yeah, that's true. And we're communicating via video, which is not radio, television, film, but close enough. Television's video.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
yeah. I know, I definitely learned skills doing that I use today. And I took a lot of creative writing classes in the English department. And both departments were very valuable for me.
Did you double major, or you just took a lot of those classes?
I just took a lot of those classes because I liked them.
Okay.
So,
Well, we'll get in. Well, yeah. Let's start with your origin story.
Okay.
Because you're a YouTube. How do you describe yourself? YouTube personality, a vlogger.
I have a hard time with that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really like any of the terms. I don't like influencer. I don't
YouTuber?
like vlogger. I don't like YouTuber. When someone asks me what I do, there's always a hesitation. Like, okay, what road do I want to go down? And so what I usually say is, I make YouTube videos.
Okay.
That's what I say. Although I don't even like that necessarily, because I'm just a guy who tries to entertain on the internet.
Just your.
But that makes me sound like I'm doing porn, but I'm not. Yeah, yeah. But for shorthand, I will say, like, I make YouTube videos.
Okay.
Or I never use vlogger. I will put influencer on a contract I have to sign.
Did I introduce you as a vlogger? I think that. Oh yeah.
No, that's okay.
I
didn't.
did.
That didn't bother me when someone else describes me that way, but I'm not going to say it myself.
Okay.
So,
You're a guy who entertains people on the internet, no porn, right?
yeah, exactly.
With videos.
Yeah.
And you're also a video editor.
Yes.
Right? But your own videos and for others.
Yes.
Right.
And even to this day, I'm occasionally editing things for others, but not really for money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for the joy of
For,
editing.
just to help, because I'm a good person.
You're a good person, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's been a while since we connected, so we'll see.
People change, Jim. People change.
They do. Your beard is longer than the last time I saw you.
Yeah. Well, not last time you saw me.
Well, yeah, but the time before.
Yeah, the time many years before that. I saw you a few months ago, and before that was 20 years.
I think maybe like 15.
Maybe 15 years.
Because we were in Chicago at the same time.
That's right.
Back then.
Yeah.
But
this was like a 5 years ago decision. I'm gonna grow the beard longer.
Mm-hmm.
And I look back at older videos when it was shorter, and I hate my look back then.
That's interesting.
I don't hate. I mean, it's a strong word, but
Yeah.
I prefer the long beard.
You're the first person that you're speaking ill of.
Yes, I am.
After Corden.
That's true. Those are the only two people I ever speak ill of: is Corden and me. So.
Well, in your beard, it's such a part of your look, right? It's actually the logo, I believe,
Yeah.
for your channel. Right?
It is. Yeah.
Wheezy
That was
Waiter.
the smaller beard. The logo of the channel is the smaller beard, but
Oh,
it's
really? It's
without without a face, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All beard, no face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's go back to the beginning of your channel.
Okay.
Because I want people to know what your origin story is. So how did you start, and when did you start Wheezy Waiter?
Okay. Well, we have to go back even further to college, where I met you.
Yeah.
But that's not part of the origin story. You were
okay.
just there. You were just there.
Yeah. I made you wheeze.
Maybe subconsciously there was something about you that led me down this path. I don't know.
YouTube. Yeah, this is pre-YouTube.
Oh yeah, yeah. This this was my band joining together in college called Driftless Pony Club.
Big fan.
Yeah,
Check them
this
out.
guy is a fan. He said he listened to them on the way here.
Listen to who?
Driftless Pony Club.
.com.
Yes, we do have that .com. Okay, we haven't been doing a lot lately, but we're not done. We will come back at one point, I'm sure.
Good.
But and we were making some buzz around Madison, and then we graduated college, and we thought rather than pursue any normal safe career that you're supposed to do, we're going to move to Chicago and try to make it as a band, which at that time was it was a bad career decision. No one that was what everyone was doing. There was huge competition, and no one was making it big. Music labels were going under, but we didn't care about that. We just wanted to make music. So we moved to Chicago. I got a job waiting tables downtown Chicago.
What was the restaurant?
It was called Big Bowl. It's still there, actually. It tried to become a chain and go across the country. That failed. Brought it back to Chicago. It's a Pan-Asian restaurant. Delicious. It's really good. I, at the time, would probably have spoken more ill of my job, but looking back, it was a good job. I miss the people.
Things often look better in hindsight.
That's true. I miss the people that I got to hang out with. I'm like all the things I don't have with my current job. I miss like interacting with the public and being around other people.
Tips.
Well,
I guess you could get tips.
I could
in a way.
Yes, I do. I mean, I have a Patreon page.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but then one fateful day, I got I went. It was Memorial Day. Memorial Day 2007, I think. I went in to work and I got 0 tables, and they told me to go home and don't bother coming in the next day because it's not going to be very busy. I was living month to month just on tips, and I had no savings. I was just getting my rent paid, and that's it. I was poor, and I was like, what am I going to do? Something's got to change here. This isn't working. So I spent those 2 days watching a guy named Zay Frank, who was making who the previous year had made videos every weekday on a thing called Blip TV, not YouTube.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and I was obsessed, and I loved what he did, and I loved him. He became my hero at that time. But I thought I can do this, so I started making videos on Blip TV. I didn't start on YouTube, and
Wheezy Waiter. Were you using that moniker?
I was. I started. I thought up because I have asthma and alliteration. So and I was a waiter. And I thought like it would be sketches about being a waiter, and it was, and that's what it was. But also a lot more nonsense mixed in. It was basically TikTok way before TikTok, and it didn't work. Like it did lead to me getting an office job because I was. And also like freelance editing gigs because I had friends who did stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh, he can actually do this. Let's get him some jobs." So I had some freelance jobs, which led to an office job, and then the office job led to putting on a lot of pounds because I was just sitting down.
And the office job being a video editing job.
Yeah, it was a company called Liquid Print, which also doesn't exist anymore. The people still exist, I think. Most, hopefully, all of them. I don't know, but
in what form are they? In liquid form also?
Maybe. I mean, yeah. They were in liquid form at the job too. I was the only one who was solid. Anyway,
I imagine you were in a gas state occasionally.
Oh yeah,
Gaseous?
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes, depending on what I ate. But I did video for that. I was basically there so that they were selling websites to other companies, and I was basically there to say so they could go, we could also throw in a video for your website. So I was like a selling point, and I often spent time with no work, but sometimes I had a lot of work. But I didn't like office life. Looking back, I prefer waiting tables to an office because I was sitting there doing nothing. It was kind of soul crushing. The money was better, but it wasn't great money. It was just pretty good entry level money. And then I decided I'm going to get up ridiculously early before work every day and make videos, and grow and try to grow my audience, like really, really try, until I get to a point where I'm making. What ended up happening is I got to a point where I was making as much money waiting tables as I was making on videos, and then I quit my job, which was a pay cut, but still, like I could see that it was growing, so I'm going to keep going. And the reason
Still on Blip.
no, this is on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So that I switched to YouTube way earlier because that's where I noticed that's where most people were watching things. But I still, after 3 years, the first 3 years of making videos, had 32 subscribers and no one was watching except my friends. But I kept making them.
Look at you, 32 friends.
Yeah,
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, well, just 32 friends on YouTube. I had other friends watching on Blip and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I have lots of friends. I'm very popular. Yeah. Anyway, so somewhere in there, I was making these videos to no one, and then I got the office job, and I made an ultimatum with the audience I had. I managed to get a little audience through. There was a thing called. How detailed do you want to go? Because I could go really detailed here.
Go ahead, yeah.
There was a thing called. I was working in the office at this point, still with no audience, but still making videos, and there was this website called YouTube Reviewed. Also doesn't exist anymore, but they would review different YouTubers. A lot of bigger YouTubers did check this website, and there was this guy named Corporal Cadet, his moniker in Australia, who's that YouTube. Well, I skipped a step here. I messaged YouTube Reviewed. They found my videos and they liked them. They put me on the front of their blog, and then a guy in Australia, New Zealand, named Corporal Cadet. His actual name is I'm forgetting his actual name. I hope he never sees this video.
He's a military man?
Yeah, Corporal Cadet. Levi. Levi is his real name. He saw it. He tweeted about me. I woke up the next day with 97 emails, and it was like the happiest day of my life at that point. Like I found an audience.
Great. Yeah.
And then the audience started growing a little bit by a little bit, and then I got up to like around, I don't know. I was still grinding hard to do it, getting up early before work to do these videos every weekday. And I got up to like, I don't know, 10,000 subscribers. And one day I gave an ultimatum. I said, I'm going to make a video every weekday for the month of January. And if I get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of January, I will make a video every weekday for the rest of the year. And still having my office job. And I didn't get to 100,000 by the end of the month, but some bigger YouTubers promoted me, and I got up to like 40,000 by the end of the month, which was a huge jump. I don't think I've ever had 2018 I had a bigger jump, but
And we'll get to that.
Yeah, but then I continued anyway because I got up to 40,000, and then like somewhere in the middle, halfway through the year, I got up to like 70,000 subscribers, and that's when I quit my job, and then I continued on. Forever.
Until the present moment. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And that was 2007. Or no, that's when it started. That was like 2009 when I quit my job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so it really didn't.
Or 2010, maybe.
I mean, it didn't take that long to go from 0 to what, 100,000? That's when you quit?
Like 70,000.
70. Okay.
Yeah, 0 to that took about 3 years. Yeah, but a little more than 3 years. But the first 3 years was like nothing. There was like no growth. Yeah.
And you said that, what's the guy's name? Zay
Frank.
Zay Frank.
Yeah.
Were there any other influences that you had early on?
Oh yeah. Well then, there's the Vlog Brothers, Hank Green and John Green, who were doing videos. They were also inspired by Zay Frank, so them and I were doing similar kind of feel to them videos. They have more of a purpose and are better people than me, but
I find that hard to believe.
But they helped me along when I started, and I found them through their audience, because their audience found me through Levi, that guy Levi.
Corporal,
yeah. And I started seeing the word nerd fighter everywhere. And like, what's a nerd fighter? And I looked it up, and then I found the Vlogbrothers. That's what they called their audience, nerd fighters. And then I messaged John Green, and he responded, and we've been friends ever since.
Oh, nice.
And then like other people, there was Rhett and Link, Philip DeFranco, other bigger YouTubers at the time that I was watching to like see what they were doing, to understand the game, I guess. But mostly just doing my own thing. Yeah.
Right on. And you mentioned 2018, right? When your channel really took off at that time.
Yeah. Well, well, there was. Do you want me to just keep going?
Sure. Yeah.
so then I quit my job, and then it grew and grew and grew slowly for a while, up till like 2012. It was great. It's still probably the most fun I've ever had doing videos. It was that period of time. Just doing whatever I want, absurd, funny. It just pure absurdity was like the point of it. And somewhere around 2012, 2013, I got up to around 500,000 subscribers. And then YouTube changed the way it worked. Like it used to be much more about subscribers, and the front, like what you're subscribed to would be on the front page. And then they changed it so that wasn't on the front page anymore. And they just slowly started to more value watch time over subscribers, and like buried the subscriber system. And it became less. And that was just my entire system was just doing videos for my subscribers.
And did they do that? Why did they make that change? Because there were just so many more people submitting videos?
Well, watch time, it's probably a better measure of the value of a video is watch time, rather than just clicks or something. And I think that's just going to appeal more. Watch time is going to appeal more to advertisers. So making it more like TV. They wanted to make it more like TV and movies, and that was bad for me, but I think it was probably maybe the best option as far as dealing with that many people on a website. But I don't. And after a while, the subscriber system becomes worse because people are going to subscribe to more and more people. Then their whole subscription, everything they're subscribed to, is too much. So they're not even going to watch everything they're subscribed to. Anyway, the channel just kind of peaked there and hovered at like 500,000. And views slowly declined over the next several years, to the point where it was 2018, and we had a kid, and I literally was filling out my resume.
Big Bowl.
I didn't put Big Bowl on there because I was looking for maybe an editing or a video job.
Oh, okay.
But and was seriously gonna find another job. And also I decided I'm gonna finally play YouTube's game and change it up and do longer videos. I was just doing short videos, silly videos that were just whatever the hell I wanted for fun.
Like a couple of minutes or?
Yeah, 2 to 5 minutes. And I didn't care about the thumbnails or the titles or like what was going to draw clicks, because I just didn't want to play that game. But I finally decided, I'm going to make longer videos. So I took a break, like a month, the longest break I had ever taken making videos since probably 2008 or 9. And I had this idea for a while. I just never had the time to do it. And now's the time. I'm going to have an experience for a month and make a little documentary about it. That was all I really wanted to do. That was the purpose of it, was just, I want to make a little documentary and post it. It wasn't really going to be just about health. It was just an idea of doing a documentary. Turns out most of the things I'm doing are health. So that the first one was, the first one wasn't health. The first one was why do people like haul videos? It was a video about, you know what a haul video is? It's where people just show off what they bought. They go to the store.
Oh yeah, HAUL.
Yeah. It's not. It's like an unboxing video, but it's more like, here's a bunch of things.
Look at all this stuff.
Yeah. So I made a whole like a 10-minute video, which is the longest I'd ever made at the time. Maybe there's a few exceptions, but and it was just a funny, dumb video about me reacting to haul videos and talking about haul videos, and then trying to do my own. just a funny thing. That did better than previous videos.
Your own haul? Did you get a haul of your own?
I did.
Do you
Yeah, it was
remember
a
what was in
a fictional haul, but
Okay.
yeah. But that did better than what the videos that we're doing at the time. But it wasn't like life changing. And then the next video was China and me quitting added sugar for a month. That went on the front page of Reddit, and is by far my most successful video ever. Like, it blew up huge. I would say before that, I would say like, I would tell people like, I've gone mildly viral, but not really. But like I was viral. I went viral with that one, and I've been doing videos like that ever since. And that's, so I said before that like that was the largest jump in subscribers. But when I did the sugar video, that was a huge jump in subscribers.
Do you remember how many subscribers you added at that time?
I don't remember. Well, it depends on your time frame, because like I don't remember like
Or
immediately
after that video?
I don't remember. Yeah, but I don't. It was just a big growth
gradual.
for a while. Yeah. So until I got, I mean, like it took a year or two, maybe, and then I hit 1 million subscribers. But before that, it was sitting at the same level for like 5 years. Yeah. And then, but since then, I've been doing videos like that. I also do other kinds of videos, but like those are the ones that tend to do the best.
Health, kind of lifestyle stuff.
Like,
So,
yeah, lifestyle, health stuff, but specifically like quitting or like challenging myself for like a month.
So let's
Yeah.
talk about some of the other quits and challenges that you've had. What other things have you quit aside from added sugar?
I've quit coffee for 3 months, and another time for a month. Quit the internet, went vegan. That's probably, I think that's the second most successful video, is going vegan
For how long?
for a month. And intermittent fasting for a month. And
What was your window? What was your intermittent fasting?
it was just 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It was like 8 hours. It wasn't a super challenge, but like it was actually, I was surprised at how well it worked. Like I enjoyed it. Walking challenges, running challenges.
10,000,
10,000,
20,000.
20,000, and I might do 30,000 coming up. Yeah. And yoga, meditation. It's pretty often I'm talking to someone who doesn't watch my videos. It's annoying to me actually to hear myself say, "Oh, I've done a video about that." Like I've done a video about so many of these things in the last 5 years, or no, 6 years now. Yeah.
Yeah. So starting in 2018, and then
Yeah.
it's now 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah. So six years time. And so some of these changes, have they gone further than the month, or have any of the big changes been permanent?
Well, yeah, we quit alcohol for a year, and I quit my smartphone. I started quitting my smartphone, and then I turned it into dumbing down my smartphone for a year.
Are you still on that?
I more or less am still on that. Like that, I'm actually more extremely. I just put up a video literally today about me quitting Twitter. Or it's about quitting social media in general, but me specifically, Twitter. I was addicted to Twitter, and now I am completely. I don't check it many days. I'm not like completely off. I'll go check, like when I need to, if I'm like researching something and I want to ask people about something or whatever. But I'm not addicted to it. I'm not checking on my phone ever. So like that, a lot of that has stuck from the year of no smartphone. I've done several videos where I decided I wanted to try to be ripped, try to get muscles.
Yeah.
But started that way. I'm not trying to get ripped anymore, but I now exercise regularly
I can tell you look amazing.
Well, thank you. I am more healthy now than I've been in my whole life.
Are you still doing the 10,000 or 20,000 steps a day?
I try to hit 10,000, but I'm not like religious about it. So some days I'll have phases of laziness, and then I talk about this in videos. Like everything goes in phases. Sometimes I'm in a mood where I want to lose weight, or I want to get a lot of steps, be physically fit. Some phases, more than just a day, like week, maybe month, I'm just lazy. I just don't feel like it.
Sure.
Like I'm worn down, and I don't want to do it. And I allow myself to just not.
Rest is also important for the body, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I think I'm coming back to a more healthy phase. It could be the season, like now that it's getting warmer.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, how much I hate winter.
But I
Yeah.
know you were running in the winter because I saw
Yeah.
that video. I saw
Yeah.
the and I remember the thumbnail was a
Yeah.
picture of you with ice crystals in your nose and your
Yeah, in my
beard.
beard. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I guess I did. I also had lazy phases this winter, but I did do a phase of running as well.
And and you know, by this time, 20 years of making videos almost, right?
Well, yeah, 16,
Going on that,
17. Yep,
pretty close to 20.
pretty close. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite video or a couple of favorites?
That's a tough call. I mean, it's kind of obvious to say the no added sugar video, but I put that one and the vegan video, two of my most popular. I also put the most time into those probably. So I really like how they turned out. But when I think about favorite, what comes to mind is like older ones, like the funny ones. Like there's one called Clone Hard, which my friend and I did a little Die Hard parody. Have you seen this video? I don't.
I don't know if I have.
Yeah.
Do I know the friend that you worked on it with?
I don't think so. Jake Jarvie. Pineapple Boy Films on YouTube. He just made a movie that I was an actor in.
I've seen his name on your channel, so maybe
Yeah.
I know him from some of the videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Him and I just made this dumb. That's why I said before when I said 10 minutes was the longest video at the time.
Yeah.
That video might also have been the longest video at the time at around 10 minutes before, like earlier. So that's why I hesitated. So the Clone Hard video was long and more epic, and Jake put some time into some computer graphics, and it's just like an action thing. And that's one of my favorites. I think, it was just so fun to do and so dumb and funny. It did pretty well for the time. I was a little disappointed at the time at how well the video did because of how much work we put into it. And
Meaning it didn't
do as well,
enough,
like
as you'd hoped. Yeah.
Yeah, which is like always the trick with YouTube. Like people get really frustrated they learn pretty quickly that it doesn't matter how much work you put into it. It's like, I mean, it matters, but to a point, there's diminishing returns. So like, you could put your entire life into a video and it probably, maybe because of that, it's not going to do as well because it's different than what you've done before.
I think a lot of art forms are similar to that, right? You can pour so much work and effort into it, and then the response is just not.
Yeah, but it wasn't a bad response. It was just a little disappointing because I took a week off of other videos to work on this one, and it just didn't do that well. I was hoping it would do like way better, but looking back, I know why it didn't do as well because it was very inside jokes. It was like very much about me and my clones. So like it's just going to be for subscribers. But as I told you, YouTube isn't really about the subscribers anymore.
Right.
So,
Well, I'll go back and take a look at that one.
yeah.
And maybe you can resurrect it, give it some new life.
Maybe. I mean, I talk about it, I think, in every interview I give.
Oh, really?
So, there's another one. Oh, Bad Parkour is another one that I like. That's another funny one that I did back then. My friend Rob Scallon, who's also a YouTuber, he got a camera, and he's a skater, so he got skates, and he got a camera, and he was skating around me. What he was doing was way more impressive than what I was doing, which was bad parkour. Like I'd grab a railing and like swing around it, and just keep. Yeah, I don't know. We just did a lot of dumb stuff. That video was the first time a video went like mildly viral ever for me.
And you were in Chicago at that time.
Yeah. And that's another one that comes to mind. So when I think of favorites, those are the funny ones. The last 5 years, it's hard for me to call them in mind because it's been like a whirlwind of like just a lot of work of like working on each video I don't know.
And this is something I wanted to talk to you about, process, right? So you are pretty much constantly working, right? If you have a concept for a video, how long does it generally take you to go from concept to the finished video?
Well, it depends on it varies wildly. So like I have an ongoing list that in Notes, in Apple Notes. It's like that's my app, my productivity app. Everyone's got all these fancy
I use
productivity
that too.
apps.
I like it too.
Just Notes.
Yeah.
Just all you need.
I have a
And-
to-do list on there and all kinds of
Yeah.
things.
And I have a ongoing list of ideas. I have actually several different ones, but it's kind of started to narrow down into one long list of ideas. And I'll think of one and I'll write it down. I'll read a news story. I'm like, maybe I should do it about that. And I'll write it down. And then lately it's more dependent on sponsors. Like if a sponsor wants a video done at a certain time, so then I'll be like, oh, I got to do a video for that week. So what should I do? And maybe I'll do a challenge. If I do a challenge and I want it to be a month, then I have to make sure I do that like earlier, like 5 weeks earlier, so that I have time.
So would you pair a video to a specific sponsor? It's like I noticed because I watched
Sometimes.
a video of yours the other day where you were talking about. Oh shoot, which one was this? It was relatively new, like within the last couple of weeks, and the sponsor was the Journal, like day one.
Yeah.
And it was a really nice, seamless kind of tie-in.
Well, so that one was like, that wasn't a challenge video. That was,
Right.
What was it about?
Yeah, I can't remember either, but I just watched it.
It was about, it was more about quitting my smartphone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It was, so I did the whole quitting smartphone for your
And
video.
solitude, you were talking about solitude, things
Yeah.
you can do, journaling.
Yeah, so that I did the quitting smartphone for a video year, but then the separate video was more like months later what I've learned and about solitude, about being alone. That's what that was about. Yeah, and that concept kind of came up. It matched well with the sponsor, and that one took about a week. That one was like I came up with it. Lately, I'm writing less. Lately, I'm just writing some notes, some ideas, and then turning the camera on, talking for a while, and then editing a lot later. And that video was one of those. So like,
Do you make an outline kind of about what
Yeah.
topics you want to talk
yeah,
about?
yeah,
A little bit like Curb Your Enthusiasm
yeah,
style.
yeah. And this is a pretty recent. I mean, I've done it in the past too, but recently that's kind of all I'm doing is like notes, because I'm finding that it's more fun to do it without a script, not spend a lot of time just writing a script and then just rehashing the script. When my voice is different, my performance is different when I'm just talking rather than trying to go off of a script.
People get to see you genuinely in that moment of
Yeah.
kind of discovery, right?
Yeah, and it's not like I'm going to be probably saying the same things I would have said if I wrote it, like except more naturally. And if I fumble my words, or if I don't say something, if I forget to say something I want to say, I can go back and just insert it. I can just reshoot. I'm doing a lot of editing, so I can just do that. And so I'm enjoying that more lately. Like the most recent video about Twitter, I did the same thing. I just had notes, I just talked and edited. But if it's like a challenge video, it's different. Then I just have to do the challenge and then talk about it as I'm doing it. Like I just started a yoga before bed challenge, which it's only going to be a week. But last night I did some yoga from a New York Times article that had 11 different yoga routines or moves, poses. It was more like stretches than yoga. Now this video is flawed. But I'm going to probably try a different routine tonight. And maybe you can join me. You want to join me on this?
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay.
I once made the mistake of telling someone so I had a roommate who was really into yoga, and I said, I would like to try that sometime, because there's all kinds of benefits to yoga, right? And I told her I'm pretty flexible, and she was kind of insulted. Like, I think there's more to yoga than just being able to stretch, right?
Right, yes.
Yeah, but I don't really know what it is, so you can teach me.
I mean, I did yoga for a month. I just followed Yoga with Adrienne. She's a YouTuber, and she had a month routine. And I just did. I don't really know a lot about it either, except what she told me. But that's also my appeal. I'm just an everyman who doesn't really know anything, and I'm just learning as I go.
Yeah.
I try to reduce like the talk about the science behind things, why this is beneficial, because often it's not certain, and also that's not what it's about. It's about my experience.
Yeah. I don't find all that stuff super entertaining either.
Right.
Just as a viewer,
Right.
That's not why I.
Right.
I mean, sometimes if I really want to do research.
Yeah.
and
I mean,
learn
that's
about
why I try to put a little bit of that in, because definitely a lot of people are on YouTube just looking for something specific.
Yeah.
But it's much more about my experience of it, which I don't think I don't think a lot of people come at it from that perspective. I think a lot of people are doing it from the just informative perspective, especially in the health world anyway. For me, I just want to make jokes and be dumb. So I'm going to be dumb while I try to do serious things. And what was I talking about?
Jeez, I don't know. Now I'm lost. We were talking about, like process how you make a video. That you were talking about going through notes and how it's different if you're making a challenge video versus a different type.
Yeah. So sometimes it's heavily written and then shot and edited. Like for some videos, I've spent like a week just writing it, like writing, rewriting, perfecting the script. And a lot of those videos turned out great too, but lately just the no script is more fun. So that's what I'm doing. And it's a lot of editing. That's probably the biggest part of the process.
Well, if you have a script, I imagine your editing ideas are in the script. But if you're just sort of outlining and then shooting in the moment, then you would add the edits later, which is where the time will balance out, right?
Maybe. I mean, there's still a lot of editing even when it's scripted. So the shortest part is just shooting it. But then, and I do a lot of editing while writing and then shooting. And then when I'm editing afterwards, even if there is a script, I have a lot of I get more ideas while I'm editing, so I might shoot more, might insert more things, or I figured out different ways to structure it that are more interesting than what the script was, or adding a lot of B-roll, adding a lot of images to what I'm saying. I used to, early Wheezy Waiter was just jump cuts, just me talking, jumping around the room and talking. There wasn't even a lot of resources for B-roll, but now I have it's called story blocks, which I get a lot of just video footage from, or I make my own or something, and that it just makes a better video. So that's a lot of time too. So it's a messy process. It's different every time, but I'm making it work.
Yeah. What about your channels, your persona? You're this everyman guy. You're a good guy. You like to be dumb, as you say sometimes. Just a dumb guy figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
But it's a very positive experience, right? But even videos like that are going to get some negativity or troll kind of comments. Do you ever respond to those, or how do you deal with those?
Sometimes. Sometimes the ones that bother, it's inevitable. You're going to just pay attention to the negative comments. They just bring you down. Not always. Sometimes they're easy to ignore if they're just clearly an idiot. But sometimes when they're kind of right, when they're their criticism is like something you were already thinking that might have been wrong, or you left something out or something. Those are the ones that bother the most. Or okay, maybe not those, but also ones that are blatantly wrong. They're just factually wrong. They just missed something, or they didn't get it right. I might respond to those and be like, "Oh, actually, did you see when I said this?" Those are the ones I probably most likely respond to, but I try to even avoid that. But the ones that are kind of right, sometimes I'll respond genuinely that they're right. I'm sorry, I should have done that better. You have to learn to take your own criticism, realize that you're not right all the time. I would say I would say I just respond sometimes. Sometimes if a video is getting a lot of negative comments, I just won't look at the comments anymore. The vegan video got a lot of negative comments.
Oh yeah, that's gonna bring it out.
Yeah. Some of them were genuinely I agreed with. A lot of them I were terrible, but some of them I knew I avoided in the video talking about the ethics of it. It was intentional on my part to avoid talking about one of the major reasons people go vegan is just they don't want to kill animals.
Right.
I didn't talk about that because I just didn't feel relevant to what I was trying to do, and it was already a 20-minute video, and it would have opened up a large can of worms. And I'm just one man, But
but you do have clones.
that's true. Oh, the government shouldn't know about that.
For
That's
tax
just a joke. The
purposes,
clones
yeah.
are just a joke. The I avoided that, so a lot of comments were like that. They were pointing out that I didn't talk about that. And they were mad about that, and I'm sorry. I know. And I
Yeah, it
thought
was a
maybe
deliberate choice.
but maybe I've thought about going back and doing a video just about that, but it's been a while now.
Are there other topics that you just avoid altogether? What do you not want to address?
Well, I don't want to do like a lot of fad diets. I'm just not going to do. It's not really about see if he can do this crazy challenge. It's about, is this going to improve my life? I'm trying to do things that I think might improve my life. So like, and there are some things that many people claim might improve your life, but I don't buy it necessarily. I did a whole video about why I won't do keto. Even though a lot of people have done keto and have success on keto, I just have a lot of reasons why I don't want to do it. But like fad diets like that, I just don't necessarily want to do. But if we're
What about the South Beach diet?
I don't know what that is.
I think it's just keto by a different name.
Oh.
Keto, South Beach, Atkins, they're all kind of
okay.
the same, right?
All right, yeah, I guess so. But so like I'll avoid like big extreme diets like that. In general, an extreme diet I'm gonna avoid. But like other topics, I don't want to do like I kind of want to avoid any topics that are just like negative about other people. Like that didn't used to be a thing I avoided when I was doing more jokey stuff. But as here's an interesting change that I've had. Like early on, I used to make fun of celebrities all the time. I used to like
Gordon.
well, I mean, he deserves it. But any celebrity, it didn't. Nothing was off the table because like they're rich. They don't care. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And I have a completely different perspective now. Not because I've become a celebrity. I don't think I've become I'm mildly. I'm like a J-list celebrity. But like.
Like J-Lo, you're on the same level as her. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, because I think the internet has changed and changed me in ways that like I see the consequences of negativity all the time.
They're people too.
Yeah, they're people too. Like seeing so much of that negativity from other people is like, wow, is that what that's like? Like I don't want to sound like that, you know? So I avoid that usually, or if I do make those jokes, have a caveat. I don't know, like because sometimes the joke just is too funny and I have to say it. But yeah, so otherwise, like I can't think of something else that I would avoid. I don't know.
Well, you don't. I mean, again, like political, right?
I don't usually. I've gotten a little political at times, and I definitely have political opinions. And I've gotten political on Twitter a lot. But in videos, not necessarily because I don't see that it would be helpful.
You don't want to try going like communist for a month or something.
I mean, I don't know what that would be. I'd have to sell my house and live. I don't know, or just live in Russia, I guess. No, I did a video about universal basic income, and that's inherently political. I wasn't like really strongly like we need to do this, although I did definitely make it seem like that's what I want. I think it's a good idea. But so I'm not going to necessarily shy away from politics if I feel like it will be informative in some way. It's not going to be like just me like spewing off my opinions.
Okay.
You know.
What do you know about Canada?
I've been to Toronto several times. I've been to Niagara Falls.
On the Canadian side?
Yes, and on the
American side?
Yes.
Okay.
2 different trips. And I've had poutine, which is delicious, and and I've been to Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
And they call a hat, what is it?
Toque.
Toque.
Yeah.
A toque. Yep. What else do I know about Canada? I know other things about Canada, but they're not coming to me.
Okay, well, I'm going to test your Canadian knowledge, and this is the last thing that we'll do, and then we can call it quits for the podcast. But this is a little segment. I do this with every guest. It's called Canadian Trivia.
Sure.
Okay, so are you feeling confident?
I'm feeling extremely confident.
I'm already impressed with your knowledge of Tim Hortons and Tuque and Niagara Falls.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's see if you can answer these questions correctly. There are 5 questions that I have for you about Canada. Okay, so are you ready?
I am ready.
You're prepared?
Canada me.
Okay, you're about to get Canada'd.
Okay.
Question 1. First released in 1991, the Heritage Minutes are a series of they're a bilingual series of PSAs that are produced by what nonprofit organization that also famously publishes an encyclopedia?
Let's Historica Canada.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 for 1. That was an easy one. What is the popular name for encased coils or pocketed springs that takes its name from the Canadian engineer and machinist who patented the item in Canada in 1900?
Well, those would be the Marshall Springs / Marshall coils. They were made by James Marshall, who had a mattress company.
Yeah, that's correct. The Marshall Mattress Company.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Off to an amazing start. 2 for 2. Question 3. What is the Canadian-influenced name of the infamous and controversial unscripted professional wrestling incident in 1997 in which owners and employees manipulated the predetermined outcome of a match between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels?
That would be the Montreal incident, and was I at that wrestling match? I don't remember for sure. I might have been.
Are you a fan?
I was.
Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels? Which one would you
Bret Hart.
choose? Yeah. Who's your favorite all-time wrestler?
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah. Do you have an impression? Can you do an impression?
Oh yeah, boy! Step into a Slim Jim.
That's pretty good. Question 4, and you're 3 for 3 so far. I might even give you a bonus point for that Macho Man impersonation. Question 4, what Canadian politician born in 1904 was the Premier of Saskatchewan for 17 years and famously introduced the continent's first single-payer universal healthcare program?
Tommy Douglas.
Yeah.
No relation to Michael Douglas.
That's right.
As far as I know.
Or Tommy Davidson. But Tommy Douglas is correct.
It'd be weird if it was related by first name, but yeah.
Well, sometimes people are, they're named after,
That's true.
another person.
Well, maybe they do it backwards in Canada. I don't know.
They could.
They could.
Or in Saskatchewan anyway. But Tommy Douglas is the correct answer. You're 4 for 4. So this one, question 5, this is for all the maple syrup.
I get maple syrup?
Yeah, figure of speech.
Okay, all right. We have some here anyway. That's okay.
But I did bring you something syrup-like.
Okay, great.
And if you get this question right, I'll let you keep it. I'll probably let you keep it anyway.
You might want to
it's a gift.
Put in the description of this what that is, because they're going to wonder.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
And so question 5, I could just tell you now, but I don't really want to tell you. I want you to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, question 5. What 1977 movie starring Paul Newman included a Canadian deportation as a key plot point?
Slapshot. Everyone knows that. And you know what's interesting about Slapshot? They used Quebecois French instead of standard French, which is what most movies did at the time.
Whoa. Cool.
Yeah.
Little extra detail. I'm going to give you another extra point for that. So
yeah. Wow.
You have 5 out of 7 points in this round of Canadian the
No, I have
highest scoring.
7 out of 5. Right?
Oh yeah, sorry, 7 out of 5.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 7 out of 5. So that's what, 140%?
Yeah.
That's an A++.
Wow. Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.